Hello Voltheads, you are watching the self-proclaimed, sarcastically named Captain KeyForge, also known as PJ Broughton of the Steel City Snufflegators. And today is the final game of round 2 from my King of the Monsters tournament, to see which deck from the gigantic creatures can sort of win the most games and perform the best. It's Deusillus' turn to take on the Z-Force deck. The Z-Force deck is going to be piloted again by Favoured Alpaca, which is Simon of the Snufflegators. Just having a look at that starting hand that I've got there. Couple of Sanctum, and also a couple of Untamed and a couple of Saurian, so it was the 2-2 split. Didn't really quite like the look of that, so I turned it in. And yeah, we've got Burning Glare, a couple of those, and then we've got 3 Untamed creatures. So I'm probably going to go into the Untamed. Simon has played New Frontiers as his opening card on his turn. I'm obviously going into the Untamed. So yeah, I put down the Niffle Queen, the Dark Fairy, and the Key Frog. Simon also archived a card off that too. So let's see what we get from Simon this time. I didn't manage to get Deusillus down in the first game that I played. He was the only one who didn't really come close to it. So let's see if we get him down here. Simon's gone for Shadows, Booby Trap. And he's got rid of the Dark Fairy. Don't blame him. Key Frog is still alive though because of Niffle Queen. Then he's put down a Gamgee. Put down, well, played Tempting Offer. Returned the Niffle Queen to my hand and killed the Key Frog. And then passed the turn. Going well for Simon at the moment. Got 3 amber. Got a creature down as well. Now I've got a bigger hand. I've gone for the Saurians. I've played Cornus and Octavia and Perfectus Ludo. I mean, mainly because I didn't have any active creatures down. So yeah, I got a 4 Sanctum hand, but nothing to smite. You know, nothing to use that to ready and fight with. So I've gone for the Saurians instead. So Z-Force is moving away a little bit. I mean, nothing to worry about too much at the moment, but he's doing okay so far. Simon's got his logos. He's played Demobot. And then he's played Dinobot. Exalted Dinobot, dealt 3 damage to Ludo. Then he's played Keith the Adventurer. And then he's passed the turn. There we go. So I am going into Sanctum this time. I'm going to play Burning Glare. Stun the mutants. Play the second Burning Glare. And I've dealt a damage to Gamgee off the damage icon. Selecting which creature to stun. Gone for the Gamgee. And then let's see if that was a mistake or not, because now I'm about to use the Smite. Deal 2 to the attack creature's neighbours. So there we go. I've taken out the Demobot, which in turn has taken out the Gamgee, so I'd have been better stunning the Keith the Adventurer there. That's a tiny little mistake. Should have thought about who I was going to fight before I picked who I was going to stun. So, yeah, should have been a little bit more careful there, but it's not a problem. Put down the couple of potions of invulnerability as well. They could be useful. but I just need to remember to get some value out of them. Simon's gone into logos. Personally, as a player, the Omni artifacts that you trigger when you feel like it, they're possibly something I think personally I'm not that great at. He's used the Dinobot. He's used the Keith of the Adventurer to fight Perfectus Ludo, which is obviously going to draw him a card. And he's removed the stun from the Dinobot. Yeah, the Omni sacrifice this artifact and then get some value out of it, like Potion of Invulnerability, Mutagenic Serum, those sorts of things. They test how good you are. Using them at the right time can make a world of difference to whether or not you win a game. And it's something I feel like I could get better at. So, gone into Untamed, play the Ghost Hawk. Shame that Ludo went, only got one off it, but it's not a problem. Then we've also played Niffle Queen, play a Dark Fairy, play a Niffle Ape, and obviously no point using the invulnerability potions now because I'm going to get nothing from them. But yeah, pass the turn. Nobody's running away with anything just yet. Very close at the moment, 5-5. And there you can see we've got the first half of Deusillus. So maybe he'll come out to play this game. We'll have to see. Although with five, well, not five, but with 4 untamed creatures down, there's a lot of value to be had there. Especially when one of them is the fight gain 2, which we saw work so well in Ultra Gravitron's game. Simon's gone for Star Alliance. We've got Crewman Jorg. Another Crewman Jorg. Then we've got a Secure Droid. Just going to taunt something. I think Simon either wanted to play that as an upgrade or wanted to play it as a creature and sort of had a slight issue with that there, so that's just what he's turning the manual mode on to do. There we go. So he's putting it onto Keith of the Adventurer to taunt the Keith out. Now it's coming back to me. Now those Crewman Jorgs are both in a position to steal, so I probably need to be getting rid of those. But also as well, I've got the Dark Fairy with the taunt. So I've gone into the Untamed, play Rapid Evolution, so that is a really OP Dark Fairy now with 8 power. Take out the Keith of the Adventurer, gain 2 because of the fight gain 2 ability. Obviously I didn't need to pop a potion because of the skirmish factor. I've decided to use one of the potions to keep all my stuff alive now, so Niffle Ape's going to fight one of the crewmen, and then deciding what to do with the Niffle Queen. I mean, the crewman would be a better target, possibly just because of the steel, but I've gone for the Logos creature. But again, the Ghost Hawk is powered up a little bit because of the Niffle Queen. So what have I done? I've reaped with it. Maybe I ought to have fought with the Ghost Hawk into the Crewman Jorg. But that's cleared away a lot of those creatures. Left me on 11. And because of the potion, I haven't lost any creatures there. I've still got 5 creatures to 1 on the board. So probably some really good value out of that potion. Simon's gone into Shadows. He's played Shadowsaurus, captured one's Crewman Jorg, played Old Bruno, which is going to capture 3, played Reckless Rizzo, and then passed the turn. Just about forging a key there because of all the burst. So forge the key. And now I'm sort of looking at the board, again questioning that, is it just worth staying in the Untamed? I mean, I've got a creature that's going to fight gain 2, so yeah, gone into the Untamed. I'm going to pop the other potion again. I'm going to fight with Dark Fairy, obviously, in gain 2, so Dark Fairy has got rid of Shadowsaurus. Niffle Ape has got rid of the Crewman Jorg. And got one back. Ghost Stalker's taken the elusive off old Bruno. And then Niffle Queen has killed old Bruno. And then we've got another Dark Fairy now coming down as well. So yeah, I mean, granted, I was, when I got all my capture number back at 11 there, I suppose, we've forged a key that turn and then managed to burst up to 7, fighting with Untamed. Simon's gone into Shadows again. He's used Reckless Rizzo to steal 2. And then he's used Vandalise. That's going to discard a card from the top 3. Just having a look at that. So yeah, has got anything else? Simon's on 8 now. I don't think I've got anything there. Well, I mean, I've got Squire Alice. Squire Alice could take a couple off him, but I don't think that's going to be quite enough to take him off the key. I haven't got both halves of the Deusillus. But again, so this time he's played Tempting Offer. He's captured one onto the Reckless Rizzo. And then he's returned the 8 power Dark Fairy to my hand. So yeah, I'm going back into Untamed, and the reason I've done that, again, I'm going to be gaining 2 off one of the Dark Fairies fighting. Put 1 on the Vine Apple tree to make Simon's key cost a bit more. Fight the Dark Fairy into Reckless Rizzo. Put the other Dark Fairy down. Reap with that. Reap with the Ghost Hawk. Reap with the Niffle Ape. And Simon's going to forge for 7. And I'm going to be in check on 11, forging at 6. With again a silly massive Untamed board, and yet again, as we saw with the Ultra Gravitron game, these Dark Fairies are just being ridiculous. I mean, if he puts down a power 3 creature, I can fight off the board and gain 4 amber for that. So he's put down Odd Claude. He's played Effervescent Principle, which is brilliant. It's taken 5 off me. That was well played. I don't know if he's been saving that or what, but that was a great time to play that. Yeah, and then he's put down the Odd Claude, and he's passed the turn. I mean, again, I can get 4 just off fighting into Odd Claude if I stay in Untamed. Forge the key. I mean, again, it's just staying Untamed. Dark Fairy into Odd Claude, 2. Dark Fairy into Odd Claude, 2. Reap for another 3. Yeah, fight, boom, gain 2. Fight, boom, gain 2. It's probably worth actually running the Ghost Hawk into Odd Claude, and then just, because the thing is, if I reap for 3 now, I get to 7, Odd Claude will steal 1. So, there we go. So yeah, I've got to 6 instead of 7. Pass a turn, and it's turned into the Dark Fairy show again, hasn't it? I've lost track of how much amber the Dark Fairies have earned out of fighting. Maybe should have kept track of it. But they've comfortably earned at least 1 key, if not 2. So Sam's gone into Star Alliance. Played Explorova. Captured one because of the Explorova. Played the Z-Ray Blaster and the Z-Particle Tracker onto Explorova. Z-Wave Emitter. Matter Maker. And he's passed the turn. But again, I just don't see any reason of not going into Untamed. I can fight for 4 and reap for 2 and get another 6. There you go. And that's another 6 amber turn from 4 creatures. I mean, as well, the Z-Force deck, it has got an Effervescent Principle, which is the best mass amber control card in Mass Mutation. The only mass amber control card in Mass Mutation, really, other than a lot of capture. But yeah, someone keeps getting to 11 nearly every other turn, you're just going to struggle. And it's those Dark Fairies again. So we'll see if Simon can force me out of check this time. But I don't think there's anything left to do it. So he's got rid of the Niffle Queen with Explorova. Searching the deck for an upgrade, put it into the hand. Hasn't taken anything, no problem. Maybe he's got them all out. Played Red Alert, which has got rid of everything apart from the Niffle Ape. Played another Explorova. Played Opportunist. Gained an amber. Captured an amber. But that's it. So Deusillus has won that game. So now Deusillus has won 1 game. Over the 2 games, he's forged 5 keys. So again, he's given a decent showing over 2 games. He hasn't been played any times. That game, again, didn't really get the opportunity to. I certainly didn't get the opportunity to play him in the first game. Didn't get the opportunity to play him that game. But the Dark Fairies in that game, whenever they were on the board, it was just like, right, Dark Fairy, keep running into them. Run them into creatures. So yeah, we've got 1 win each after 2 games. 4 keys to Gravitron, 5 to Niffle, and 5 to Deusillus. And then Niffle Kong been on the board 4 times. The other 2 haven't been on in either game so far. So let's see if we can try and get those out in the next game. The next round, we're thinking about either a Time Traveller or a Horseman. So expect those to come up soon, and you should be seeing Ultra Gravitron playing one of those decks next week. Thanks for watching, so feel free to like and subscribe. I love comments and criticism, so please feel free to leave those. I'll hope to see you next time, but until then, may the Forge be with you.